Hey guys, how's it going? This is gonna be probably a first on my channel. I'm gonna be doing a movie review, and I watch a lot of pundits and stuff do movie reviews. Big fan of the John Campea show and Christian and movie trivia schmodown and his channel now that's changing and I can't keep track of what it is the next big thing or whatever he's doing and multiple shows but so I thought I'd do some driving reviews. I have time while I'm on the road. Hopefully, the sound quality is semi decent. I know this isn't going to be the most professional setup, but essentially, and I'm giving a little bit of a long introduction here just because this is my first one. But so I'm going to review a movie that's many years old now. I think it's maybe 10 years old. Is American Sniper with Bradley Cooper. So, first of all, a little background about myself. As far as movies and TV and stuff goes, I'm a big fan of, like, basically when it comes to TV, I watch a lot of sci-fi. I love drama. Some of my favorite shows, Lost. The ending everybody complains about. It's actually brilliant. I may have to make a video about it because I think a lot of people misunderstand what that last season even is. Um, X Files, Buffy and Angel, Alias. Now, Alias was actually my first introduction to Bradley Cooper. If you're not aware of it, he's in the show as a pretty main character early on in the first few seasons. Um, so, and I was like, damn, this guy's a really good actor. I find him, charismatic and engaging and whatever. So, I've been a fan of his, honestly, ever since Alias. Um, so so I like a lot of stuff. Sherlock is another one of my favorite TV shows. I don't watch tons of movies. I mean, movies I tend to focus more on the nerdier side of things, like the MCU and DC movies, and I like random action flicks and different things. I like fantasy stuff. Lord of the Rings is cool. I've kind of gotten a new appreciation for it. In the recent years after Game of Thrones, I went back and I really enjoyed Lord of the Rings. Um, but yeah, okay, so now to the movie specifically. Um, I thought it was a good movie. They start with the backstory of him and his brother, and that he's the protective brother, and the older brother, and then very quickly in the movie fast forward to like they're adults and they're at the bar and trying to pick up some chicks, or his girlfriend's cheating when he gets home, and then then 9/11 happens, and it seems like 9/11 is kind of the focal point of the movie that like pushes him to want to do more, uh, to be more patriotic and to do more for his country, which is a cool, I mean, I know this is based off real events, so it's definitely cool. In his story, he, uh, he definitely, I mean, he seems like he's kind of a badass. I mean, he just, once he got his sniper, he had to learn just like everyone else, and he's missing, and, they have the montage, and, not exactly a montage, but, they kind of show him going through the motions of practicing sniping, and then, once he gets it down, he's ridiculous, and it then it really becomes more of the psychological effect of being in the field and having multiple tours in a war like where you're trying to hunt down an enemy and the effect that it has on his psyche, how it's affecting his relationship with his wife and kids. I thought the acting was great. I did notice those parts with with the baby, and I think they had like an animated or like an animatronic that would like wiggle its finger, so it kind of looked like it was real or active, but you could tell it really wasn't. Um, and so I thought that was kind of funny. But other than that, I thought the acting was superb. I thought the story was gripping. Um, the end, if you don't know, I mean, I won't say exactly what happens, but there's definitely a few twists and turns and things that I didn't know what happened in real life. So it kind of caught me off guard. Things that happened in the movie. So I definitely think it was a good movie. It's worth your time to watch. Even now, I think it's a gripping story that still is, pretty intense. And some of those scenes where they're in firefights and they're trying to, or whatever is going on, and it's pretty good. I've seen my fair share of war movies, heavy action movies, and I think it was pretty good. I mean, again, if you like reality based things, I mean, again, like something I would compare it to would be Captain America, the First Avenger, and because it's a wartime movie that takes place in Nazi Germany and this different stuff, and except it's in the MCU, so there's that little hint of fantastical with the weapons that are shooting the Tesseract plasma and stuff like that, and Red Skull and Hydra and all that. But even I think Captain America: The First Avenger, the parts that are war driven feel pretty real. Like, they don't feel like, oh my god, like, oh, this guy can't get hurt, this guy can't die, like, these men aren't gonna get wounded or anything. The threat feels real, stuff like that. So that's what I mean by more, with these kind of movies. It feels real. It feels like there's stakes, and like I don't know, maybe he could die, maybe he could be wounded or be paralyzed, or I don't know how the movie ends, or it didn't at the time. So anyway, realistically, that being said, I think it was a great movie. I would recommend it for people that like either true stories, war movies, action movies, or kind of drama. The only takeaway I have from it, or the only kind of negative I thought, was probably that use of the animated baby. I don't know where they were filming it. If they were out of country, maybe they just couldn't get a baby to use for a few scenes, which seems odd, but whatever. So yeah, I thought it was a pretty good movie. I definitely recommend you guys check it out. And this is going to be the first of many. I'm going to probably do some live reactions to shows that, instead of doing it like, at least in the beginning, rather than trying to do like a Patreon and have I'll have it set up a different way for Patreon, then I'll do it to YouTube months later, and since I don't have any of the good equipment set up, I mean, I used to use OBS when I used to stream and game. I'm sure that's what a lot of the streamers use, or maybe they do it in like a post video editing software where you have the corner would be the video, and I know they got to be careful for any kind of copyright infringement, so they can only show so many seconds of video, and I feel like that kind of takes me out of it sometimes. So my thought is I would just do a straight up watch along with whatever it is I'm reviewing or doing a reaction to, or a reaction to, and then you guys can just sync it up and we can basically watch it together and you'll get my kind of thoughts and reactions on it. Stuff that I'm pretty familiar with. Like I was thinking I'd do a rewatch of some Star Trek series, maybe a rewatch of Buffy and Angel, and put my thoughts, because I enjoy watching the reactions of stuff like that and seeing other people's thoughts and reactions, to seeing it for the first time. This would be a little different experience with me because I've seen these shows multiple times, like some of them dozens of times. So for me, it's more of like an analysis of what I think of, a 10th viewing. Like, does it hold up? What are my thoughts of knowing everything that comes in the future in this show? Does that make me think differently about this certain scene or whatever? So you would have to be careful of spoilers, and not getting the show ruined for you. If you haven't watched it, this would be probably for fans who are huge fans of the show and kind of it would almost be like a forum or a chat group, like talking about things I love about the episode or things that I didn't think maybe worked great in the episode. So that's kind of a little bit more along the lines of what I was thinking. So, but anyway, all right, guys. Well, this has been my first review, my first official review for American Sniper, and with Bradley Cooper. And again, I thought it was a pretty great movie. I myself am not super into war movies, but, again, or military movies. Like I've never seen Black Hawk Down, and, there's a couple big ones, Saving Private Ryan. Like I've never seen either of those. So, maybe I'll give them a watch at some point. But I probably will stick more to just what's in my wheelhouse, reviewing movies that I've seen recently, either in theater. I'm about to be probably seeing Amsterdam Saturday, so I'll probably put up a review for that, and then, other shows and live reactions and stuff as well on my channel, as well as my normal stuff, time-lapse videos and slow-mo stuff that I'm doing, kind of more on the photography side of it. So, alright, thanks for watching, and as normal, it's definitely appreciated. Any likes, subscribes, shares are a big help. I'm trying to get the channel kind of off the ground after being inactive for many years, and I'm going to have this start being a focus. So if you guys can do any of those, it's definitely appreciated. And all right, see you guys later.